Hey everyone, it's Penguin here, and today I want to talk about the brand new Top Racer and Top Team badges that we can currently see on people's profiles, and what this will mean for the competitive aspect of Nitro moving into 2021. Let's get right into it. So as you guys probably may or may not have noticed, there are brand new Racer or Top Racer and Top Team badges that show up on people's profiles. You can see them on the garage, and you can also see them in people's profiles. And if we head over to the updates page, we can get a bit more information about these. So on January 16th, 2021, upgraded the top 3 race and profile badge to include more ranks. Top 3, top 10, top 50, top 100, and top 300 for racers, and top 3 through 50 for teams. Ranking is based on speed and activity, also known as points, over the last 7 days. So this is I'd say, much needed upgrade of the old top 3 racer badge, system that they had going on. The old system, you had a top 3 badge for being top 3 in anything. That was the Hall of Fame, the team leaderboards, the other leaderboard. It was a weird system. And I think that the top 3 badge lost a lot of meaning. Because all you had to do was be on a team, those top 3 or all that stuff at one point. So I think that this was a much needed change, or upgrade, you could say, because as we're moving into Nitro in 2021, maybe we want to start thinking about upgrading things instead of just removing things. And I think Nitro done a pretty good job. I mean, you can see since start of January we've gotten some of those, some of that. There's a lot of things going on. But let's talk about the brand new badge feature. Basically, there are two, different types of the badges. The first one is the team badge. If you are on the team, you get the badge. And that's, top 3 and top 50. So, what's this about? I think this is pretty cool because there hasn't been a lot of team recognition for teams that are top 10, top 20-ish. If you're not in the top 10, no one really cares about you, I'd say, which is kind of weird because there's a lot of teams 11 through 20 and all that type of stuff that are they're pretty active. They deserve some sort of recognition, and I think having a badge for a ranking system like that is a pretty good idea. I think it's a good way to flex your status and all that type of stuff. So I definitely like it for teams. Now for racers, it's interesting because there's no active racer leaderboard. The only leaderboard is teams, and so the only way you know if you're on the racer leaderboard is if you have one of these badges. And even if you have one of the badges, you don't know where you are in the racer leaderboard. You could be in the top 300 and get a top 300 badge, but you could be either placed 101st or you could be placed 299th or 300th or whatever. So I think some sort of ranking system would be interesting to figure out how you are ranked. But the problem is that just goes back to the whole concept of a leaderboard. Once we think about, how to rank people, it's just making a whole new leaderboard. And so that's not really what we want to go back to. So I like the badges because they provide a lot of, uncertainty, vagueness almost on where you are ranked, because you don't know where you're ranked. And unless you're definitely number 1 or whatever, you probably don't know where you're ranked. So I think it's a good thing to introduce that element of vagueness because it's not making people grind an insane amount for top 10 or anything. Obviously, you still can grind until you hit the top 10, but removing the leaderboard and adding this, I think it works. I think it works pretty well. The problem is, once we figure out, how much people are really willing to do for these badges, because at the end of the day, it's a pretty decent flex. I mean, it shows up on your profile, it shows up in your garage, it's pretty cool. At the end of the day, is that really what you want to grind for? Maybe not, but I have seen a lot of grinders saying they're going to keep grinding anyway, which doesn't make much sense to me because there's no incentive, and I don't think this is incentive enough for people to have to grind this game a dozen hours every single day just in order to get a badge on their profile. I don't think that's enough. Obviously, there are some people who will definitely grind this game for 12 hours a day to get that badge, but I don't understand them, man. They're a bit whack, dude. I also think that adding a badge on the profile or some way to like show recognition or something on a profile is a step in the right direction. Now that we have top racer badges for activity and top team badges for activity, maybe we could start coming up with different like other different types of badges to put on people's profiles. I don't know. Some of the things I thought of like right off the top of my head are like fastest racer badges, but the problem with that obviously is that the whole fastest racer system is very broken and it'll be hard to fix that. Maybe we could do something like YouTuber badges, where if you are a YouTuber or like a content creator with over X amount of subs, then you get like a YouTube logo next to your name, like the way the badge system works. And if we go to someone like Wildflower, who has two different badges, top 3 racer and top 3 team, you can see that when more than one badge is added, it just slides the name like to the right. So there could theoretically be like up to, I don't know, like 6 or 7 badges on next to the name. So it would be interesting for Nitro to think about like different types of badges to add. I don't know, YouTuber, content creator stuff. I don't even know, man. Just like different roles for interesting or unique things that people do in the community. Maybe the fact that I can't think of enough things maybe says it's a bad idea just because there aren't enough like different types of badges to add. But I don't know. I feel like if you play around with that idea, you could find something good. Also, something I've been hearing about these badges is that people have been getting them that don't like deserve them. Like it's weird, but I'll try to explain it. For instance, let's go to Pandora. Pandora has the top 10 racer badge. The problem is Pandora is not a top racer. You can see he's level 4 in the season. And he's not, he's not on a top team or anything like that. He should not have this badge, yet somehow he does. I don't know if this is from something weird like the Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's from like his Hall of Fame session making him count as a top 10 player. I don't know, but I think it's weird to see that, and maybe it's the sign of a glitch. I'm not sure, or maybe it's the sign of Pandora being on the Hall of Fame. I'm also not sure. But it would be nice to know like whether or not the Hall of Fame like leaderboard still exists on the site in like some shadow form where you can still get the badge or something. Guys, I have no clue. But another thing to think about is that I don't have like the top 3 badge, and if the Hall of Fame still did exist, I would have the top 3 badge because I'm top 3. I'm top 3 most richest. I'm top 3 richest, so I would have the badge. So I don't think it can't be Hall of Fame. So I don't know why Pandora has it. He's confused as well. And obviously, it's not a bad thing. It's just a badge. It's kind of a flex. But it would be interesting to know whether this is a glitch or whether there's some sort of like really weird reason behind it. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Today I kind of just talked about the badges. The reason that this video is kind of short and like low effort, honestly, is because I'm working really hard on the Nightshade Rewind. It's taking a lot more time than I thought it would. Plus, I have schoolwork and stuff. So I kind of didn't have the time to like put a lot of effort into a video. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But I promise that will be coming up soon. Also, let me know what you guys think about badges. I honestly, I didn't really share my opinion. I think they're pretty cool. I like the update, and I think that there's a lot of room for pretty cool ideas to move with these badges. But as they are now, I like the update. Very solid update from Nightshade. And I'm also impressed at how quickly they're able to put out new stuff in the new year. I love the stuff that they're doing so far, which is awesome. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye, everyone, and have, as always, a wonderful day. Peace.